What's going on, guys? So this is going to be a bit of an interesting video. In my, actually I'm in my wife's vehicle. This is her 2019 Expedition Platinum. Say hi.
Hey guys.
So we are actually looking at trucks today. Now we're at a dealership that's very familiar to most people who have followed my channel. This is Lithia on their pre-owned lot. If you guys have been following my channel for the last couple of weeks, you're probably familiar with the fact that we are considering adding a half-ton truck in the most common package from either Ford, Ram, or General Motors to our vehicles, so we can do some really cool evaluations with it on the channel, with different things that people might typically question if half-tons are capable of doing. So I'm over here at Lithia because after doing a search, I kind of found that they have a very, very large selection of lightly used vehicles. Now, we considered buying a brand new vehicle, but with all of the supply chain shortages and all the issues of getting them and then speccing out the way we want, it would take a little bit too long to find exactly what we're looking for, when in fact what we're looking for is really the most common configuration most people buy pickup trucks in, and that's going to be a half-ton crew cab, four-wheel drive pickup truck with a mid to high level engine package and a tow package included. Now, this is going to pose a lot of really interesting, scenarios for folks, because there are always versions of trucks that have a higher tow package and a higher payload package, but that is not specifically what we're looking for, because those are very specific trucks. So as we kind of go through this lot, we're going to look at some of the numbers, and I think what's going to surprise you the most is the tow rating on a lot of these vehicles, because you may have a perception of what you think it is, but then when you start looking up the VINs, looking up the configurations, you might find that the specific truck you're looking at has a tow rating that's probably going to be a bit lower than what you might think, even though the payload capacity might be there. So yeah, this should be pretty interesting. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so we are on the pre-owned side. You can see they got a ton of vehicles here. They got some 3/4 tons, some half tons, a whole range of different brands. They got a GMC Sierra right there. They have some Fords on the other side, a bunch of Rams, all sorts of different configurations. I think the one that we would probably look at if we were looking at Ram is going to be in a Lone Star, Laramie, or possibly higher trim if we can get it for a good price. Laramie package here, several Lone Star packages. Whenever you get a Lone Star, you either are going to opt for a lower model with standard halogen lights, or like on this one, it's got the LED light package with fog lights. So, we have to just kind of see what's available. They got a previous body style Chevy Silverado right here. They got a previous body style GMC. Yeah, that one's really pretty. Yep, and that's a Lone Star package. Now, the only thing that might make it a bit of a challenge for us is that the Lone Star package doesn't have a power passenger seat. So without a power passenger seat raising up, my wife is a little shorter in stature, and I like her to be able to see clearly over the dash. The driver's seat's fine, but if I'm driving and she's in the passenger seat, that might be an issue. But we're going to get inside of a Lone Star and see how she feels with it. We're also going to look at the payload capacity on these vehicles as well.
As long as the driver's seat has a power seat, then fine. And the passenger seat doesn't have it.
So this is a beauty right here. 2019, this is a Laramie Longhorn. Basically the most premium trim. Only problem is this thing has like 130, 140,000 miles on it. It's a really good price, but if you're going to spend probably 40 grand on a truck, you kind of want it to have lower miles. So I think we'd be happier getting a slightly lower package with really low miles versus spending the same amount on a really, really expensive truck that has a lot of miles, but we're going to pay the same amount for. A bunch of Jeeps.
I don't think that one's as good looking as the white one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the grill on the front, maybe.
Yep. Black vehicles look great too, but down here during summer, they get really hot inside. Then we got the Sierra AT4, which is their off-road package right there. That's actually a pretty cool truck. Another lower model Sierra, or an SLE. That's not that lower of a model. Another Sierra here. There aren't a ton of Fords. I see a couple, or maybe one Ford F-150 down there, and that's a newer body style right there. And then there's several Tundras. My wife's not real big on the Tundra, only because of all the trucks, the half-ton trucks, it tends to have, I'm going to say, the firmest ride, and she wants something that's a little bit more comfy. Now, when we look at something like an F-150, it's going to have leaf-sprung rear suspension, and if we look at something like the Ram, it's going to have coil-sprung. So you can see the leaves down here and back here. you can see the coils. This is actually a pretty nice truck. And this one is a Lone Star package. It has the halogen front headlights. And then they have a Limited here. Now this one's actually pretty affordable, but it has relatively high miles. This one has like 72,000 miles on it. But this is almost identical to the truck that I reviewed, minus not having a split tailgate, that Ram actually provided for review on my channel. This is gonna be probably everything we'd be looking for, again, minus the fact that it's got relatively high miles. This one has 69,904 miles. Price-wise, this is probably exactly where we'd want to be for something like this. I think it's like 39 grand. So again, it's not that badly priced considering what it is, but we do want lower miles. So looking back at this truck right here, this is a Lone Star package. I apologize for the wind noise. It is extremely windy out here. This is a Lone Star package with an appearance package on top of it. So you're going to get a lot of really cool features. This one probably even has the larger display in it. This one does have the 12-inch Uconnect display on it. 321 rear axle, 6,900 pound gross vehicle weight rating. Almost all of these Rams have a towing capacity of about 8,100 pounds. So nowhere near the 12,000 pound magical number a lot of people, you know, see on advertisements and on commercials. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And almost all of these have about a 1,500 pound maximum cargo capacity. The Limited, when I looked it up, it was 1,200 pounds or 1,250 in that range. The Longhorn was about 1,300 pounds. And all of the Lone Star packages had a much, much higher capacity by a few hundred pounds. So again, something else you need to focus on. But if you plug in almost any VIN on these vehicles into their tool, that shows just a hair over 8,100 pounds worth of towing capacity. So again, these aren't those 10,000, 12,000 pound towing capacity trucks, even though the payload capacity might seem, you know, kind of normal or average. But again, the whole point here is that if you go out to a dealership lot and you look at something like this and you see that it probably has a receiver on the back, you see that it's got the Hemi in it, you see that it's got the payload capacity that you're looking for on the side, this might be what you buy and this might be what you're stuck with. So the goal of this video series on a half-ton truck would be us getting a truck that is very similar to what most of you might just go out and buy. And you know, and see how it handles the weight, see how it handles the different things we might put it through. You can see that GMC Sierra right there doesn't even have a trailer receiver on the back, whereas everything kind of around it does. Everything has hitches. This one even has a hitch ball in it. So these are all things you want to, you know, pay very close attention to whenever you're shopping for trucks. And if you can get the towing rating as well as the payload capacity, which the payload's the easiest one, it's on a sticker. GMC and Chevy make it a little bit easier with their newer trucks because you'll actually have a towing sticker on the side of your vehicle to show you what they rated that truck for in terms of towing, both conventional and fifth wheel gooseneck. But yeah, this is a pretty truck right here. This is a Sierra. I can see it has the step in the back. This one probably has, oh, I thought, yeah, this one has the their multi-pro tailgate system, bed lighting, has the outlet in the back, and I think this is the SLT package. So this is their SLT package with the X31 off-road suspension. This one's pretty cool. Mileage on this truck, 70,053 miles, so it's got a lot of miles on it. So this is a nice truck. It still has the 8-inch screen, similar to what we have in our vehicles. But this is kind of similar to an option that we might be looking for. Miles are a bit high on it. Gives you kind of an idea of what's available though. Now this one's kind of cool. This is a GMC Sierra with the Elevation package. This is a 2020 model. It only has 17,932 miles on it. It's a relatively low-trimmed truck. Still has bed lighting. Doesn't have their multi-pro tailgate on it. Does have a receiver on it. I don't know what the sticker is. This one's locked up, but this is something worth considering. And then over here is a F-150. This is the newest body style truck. This one has 25,000 miles on it. It's an XLT package. This one's open. Check this one out. This has the EcoBoost, has the new larger display. This is a pretty cool truck. But this is a nice truck. This is a 2021. You know, it's an XLT again, so it's you know, reasonably well loaded. It's got power driver seat. I'm gonna have to go to the other side to see if it has a power passenger seat. Has that really cool front end on it too. I like that kind of quad headlight look it has. LED lights below it. It does. This has the power passenger seat as well. I know a lot of folks don't want me to get a Ford, but it's kind of compelling if it has all the features we're looking for and the price is right. I don't know if it's four-wheel drive though. Let me see here. Oh, there it is right there. So this is a four-wheel drive. I thought this was the camera or the Pro trailer backup, but they moved it up here on the newer model. But yeah, there's the four-wheel drive select. This is something worth considering. So the payload numbers on this truck, 1,646 pounds. That's actually pretty dang nice. Rides on 20s. Something worth considering. But yeah, this is a very well-equipped XLT. Has the upgraded stereo system. Very cool. All right, so we just left the dealership. You know, we looked at a lot of trucks out there. A lot of them were locked up and they were really busy. They actually had quite a few customers that were on the other side of the lot. It was a little bit difficult to nail someone down who'd be able to open up all the vehicles, pull them around, and do what we needed to do, which is fully understandable because they are a sales-driven organization and they're going to work with people who are actively buying. We were more in shopping mode at this point, and if they happen to have something that we were really interested in, we'd probably go to that next level. But this is all kind of on the fly at the last moment kind of thing. But at least you guys kind of get an understanding of what we're looking for, maybe some of the things that we have to pay very close attention to whenever you're shopping for a vehicle, especially a pre-owned vehicle. Mileage is also really important. So understanding what type of vehicle you're getting into, and even if it looks pretty much new, you may run the risk that you're buying a vehicle that was driven pretty hard, and you just don't know what's happened to it. So, it's probably worth our time to consider looking at new vehicles as well, because at least we know, from beginning to end what was done to it. Anyways, this is certainly part one of however many parts this ends up being. And I may actually try to work with the dealership to see if it makes more sense to find an easier path to getting into vehicles so I can do multiple different types of similar reviews across several different brands. Anyways, please leave a comment below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this topic. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.